When you think of the Strait of Hormuz, you probably picture headlines, a global flashpoint, the nerve center for the world's oil. But what if I told you that's the least interesting thing about it? Because this isn't a story about warships or global economics. That's just noise. The real story is much quieter and infinitely more important. It's a story about life on a truly impossible frontier, a place where the sheer harshness of the world was somehow transformed into a kind of intelligence, where survival itself became an art form. To really understand the people of the Strait, you first have to understand the world that made them. A world that, honestly, by every law of biology, should be completely empty. 115 degrees. That's just a normal summer day here. The humidity is so thick, the air stops feeling like something you breathe and starts feeling like something you wear. It's heavy, it's hot, and it's inescapable. And the sea itself gets up to 96 degrees. Now, to put that in perspective, that's a temperature that triggers mass bleaching events in pretty much any other ocean on Earth. It's a death sentence for coral. It's a lethal bath. The land here is literally baked into salt. Freshwater, well, that's a currency more valuable than oil. Out here, survival isn't some big dramatic event. It's a quiet, constant ticking clock. And this is where the story really begins. Because in this crucible, at the very edge of the world, life was basically given an ultimatum. Rewrite your own rules or simply disappear. For 1,000 years, the greatest architects here weren't building palaces or grand monuments. No, they were locked in a constant battle with the sun, and their obsession was just making a single room survivable. If you look at the skylines along the coast, you'll see them. These strange, beautiful towers. They're not decorations. They are lungs, built of earth and patience, breathing life right into the homes below. The idea behind it is this incredibly elegant conversation with physics. The tower catches the cooler winds high above the heat-soaked rooftops, and it funnels them down, circulating life-giving air through the entire home. And get this, no machines, no electricity, just pure intelligence. You have to understand, this was perfected over generations by people for whom failure meant heat stroke. It meant death. So this isn't some quaint relic. It's a masterpiece, forged not in spite of this unforgiving climate, but because of it. But it's not just human ingenuity. This same deep intelligence, this same stubborn refusal to yield, it's actually encoded into the biology of the Strait. Out here, nature itself does the impossible. The coral reefs here, they should be bone-white graveyards. Instead, they are flourishing in water that would literally boil other reefs alive. They're not just surviving. They are a living, breathing blueprint for how to endure a hotter world. It's like evolution on fast forward. And then there's the Hera forest, another miracle. It's a forest that solved a basic contradiction of life: how to drink poison and survive. These mangrove trees drink the salt water of the Gulf, and they literally sweat the salt out onto their leaves, leaving fresh water for themselves. See, these aren't just weird exceptions. They're lessons. They prove that the limits we think we know, they're not fixed. When the pressure is high enough, life finds a way to become something entirely new. But this endurance isn't just in stone or in genes. It's carried in the most fragile thing of all, human memory. It's a kind of knowledge that isn't held in books, but in the hands and the voices of the people. Go to the boatyards, and you'll see men building these magnificent wooden ships, the kind that can sail the open ocean. And they use no blueprints. None. The design only exists in their memory, a silent language passed from one generation to the next. Every plank is measured by eye, every curve shaped by feel. And in one single, isolated village, a language is spoken that you will not hear anywhere else on Earth. It's called Kumzari, and it's like a living archaeological site built from the broken pieces of every language that ever passed through this strait. To hear it spoken, it's like listening to history itself breathe. So, when you start to piece it all together, the architecture, the biology, the memory, a really chilling and profound idea starts to take shape. An idea that's actually about all of us. As the rest of our planet gets warmer, as resources get more scarce, as all the old certainties begin to crack, this place stops feeling like an anomaly. It starts to feel like a premonition. What happens when the conditions that people have endured here for thousands of years, the unbearable heat, the lack of water, the absolute necessity for radical new ideas, what happens when that becomes the everyday reality for billions of us? The answer, well, it's been here all along. It's waiting there, quietly, in the cool air of a wind tower. It's encoded in the genes of a heat-proof coral. It lives in the memory of a boat builder. They have already been living in the world that we are just now beginning to fear. The roadmap for how to survive on a harsher planet, it already exists. It was written in salt and wind and memory. The only real question left is whether we're willing to read it.